growing up, who did you ever model your game after someone like you seen
I'd probably go with I just like the athletes of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I first started watching basketball, I think it was the year the Pistons won. I think I was 04.
04?
That was, or 03. I think it was 04. One of those 2 years they won.
Okay, yeah, that was 04.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
so
against
that
the
year,
Lakers. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I lived in New York with my mom and her ex-husband at the time, and we'd go to like Knicks Pistons games and all that, and I was just a fan of Ben Wallace. So that was the first where I started watching basketball just like an athlete. Right. And then over time I think LeBron came next, where I was just a huge LeBron fan, Melo fan, Kobe and all them. So I just kind of went from there.
Gotcha.
And then when I started playing, I was just kind of like trying to be a sponge. Like every player that has something, like I want to take a piece of that type of thing. So,
gotcha. Yeah. And Derrick Rose just he just retired. Yeah. And I thought of him because you were an athlete. Did you catch any of it? Well, of course you did because you watched the Pistons, of course.
Yeah, Prime D Rose all the way to the retirement.
You think he'll be MVP?
What do you mean?
Not MVP,
Hall of Famer?
Hall of Fame, my fault.
Yeah, I think he'll be Hall of Famer just because what he did at the time. I mean, he robbed my GOAT of 5 straight MVPs, but it's all good. LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron should have won MVP that year, but
you think so?
Of course, yeah. Look at the numbers, and then I always look at it too. Is I feel they shouldn't vote for MVP. I mean, I guess it's for the season, so it doesn't make sense. But I feel like the MVP should be through the playoffs as well. Gotcha. So it's like if you look at the MVPs, half the time they get in the playoffs, so they shit the bed. So it's are you really an MVP or like what's going on? So I mean, I guess because they added that like playoff MVP and all that stuff now, like whatever Jaylen Brown won last year.
Yeah.
And I don't know who won it for the West, but yeah. So.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I like Derrick Rose. I actually, we both watch him from high school highlight tapes and high school mixtapes to the NBA. Youngest to ever win MVP.
Right. They got a whole little new thing for him now because he won an MVP on a rookie contract. That's why all the players get those crazy extensions now or something like that. Yeah, I was watching I forgot who was talking about it on like SportsCenter the other day.
What they have for him?
It's like, so he won his MVP on like a rookie deal.
Yeah.
And when they win MVP, I guess they get like more money and stuff like that on their next contract because he was on his rookie contract. He's going to sign an extension or something crazy like that. So that's why now when they have those rookie contracts, they have those crazy rookie extensions.
Oh, wow.
They get those accolades, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, he had a strong the first 4 years. Yeah. He actually a rookie of the year, MVP.
Yeah. All within 3 years.
Yeah, 3 to 4 years, and then, things were left for him. It'd be interesting to see if he make the Hall of Fame.
I think he will just because his story and then the fact that he never gave up. If he was like a Brandon Roy or like Greg Oden where they kind of just hung it up, that's when I think he would have made it though. So because even when he came back, like it was, it's Tom Thibodeau's fault. Why do you have your MVP and you're blowing the team out by 20 with a minute left in the playoffs?
Right.
But after 100%. That, he still did solid when he came back. So it wasn't like he wasn't Derrick Rose that we knew.
Yeah.
So it was like he was still solid. So I mean, I think he'll make it. And then he did little things here and there that kind of kept him afloat. Like
no,
50-point game.
You figure he would but that people always say the 50-point game, but he still averaged like 18 points for the Knicks, for the Timberwolves. So he was still balling, but it's always hard to see like
people are prisoners of the moment.
Yeah.
Like you use Russell Westbrook and Dwight Howard, for example. When Russell was the Lakers, he was averaging like 18, 8, and 8, and everybody's like, oh, Russ is trash. He fell off. I'm like, bro, name me 10 players that average 18, 8, and 8.
Right.
Or like Dwight Howard, his career averages is like 16 and 12.
Right.
And before he got to the Lakers, obviously. But I'm like, if you're putting up numbers like that, and he was doing that in a reserve role on some teams.
I think Dwight Howard, Dwight Howard is probably the best big man out of 2010.
For sure. He should have been on that 75 team.
Yeah, 100%.
Easy.
Like, I mean, the things that he was doing coming into the league it was especially 100%. Out of high school.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
Out of high school.
It's funny how the media works though, and it plays a trick on people's minds. Yeah. Like you would forget all the things Dwight Howard did.
Yeah, they're good at like swaying your mind into the current moment and making you forget the past.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's a good point you made with Russell Westbrook too, because Russell Westbrook. He's always been a factor on every team.
Yeah, every team. Literally except the Lakers. I was the only team who wasn't a factor, but I just came down to fit. He does the same things that LeBron does. Are you going to play LeBron or Westbrook?
Absolutely.
Make sure LeBron does what LeBron do.
So Vince Carter also retired. Well, they retired his jersey.
Yeah,
they retired his jersey. Yeah. How you feel about that? I think well-deserved?
Well-deserved for sure. Yeah. Vince was one of the players, like when I started watching, was like the athlete. I think the first dunk contest I watched was like the Dwight Howard, Nate Robinson. And my dad was, oh, this is trash. You need to watch Vince Carter and T-Mac. So I want to watch that. To me, that was the best dunk contest ever until 2016.
Be there, bro.
I already know.
Listen, I was in the 8th grade. I never forget coming back to school on Monday. And only thing we wanted, everybody wanted to do was dunk. That was a dunking era. Like, you know how Steph Curry era now?
Yeah.
Vince Carter had everybody doing calf raisers, all types of air alert drills.
Yeah, then he had the pumps. That was Vince, right? With the pumps?
No. As far as sneakers?
Yeah.
Like his signature sneakers?
Yeah.
He had the Shocks.
The Shocks.
It was Shocks at the bottom. The pumps was Kenny Anderson. Is it Kenny Anderson who did the? I believe it's Kenny Anderson. That was the early 90s, though.
Yeah.
But yes, he had the Shocks. He had the Shocks. They didn't really do anything for you.
Yeah. I mean, you got to be.
They didn't do anything.
I try to tell people, I have kids that put shoes on and make them run faster. I'm like, hey, whatever floats your boat, but
But Vince Carter, well deserved for Vince Carter, man. It was great to see him like really taking that moment far as like tearing up, crying, because he really put the Raptors on the map.
Yeah, facts. And he didn't get a proper retirement because it was during COVID. He just kind of like waved at the crowd and was like, I'm done.
Yeah. For sure. But yeah, shout out to both of those guys, man. Derrick Rose, I really hope that he get his just due.
Yeah, I think he will. He won't be like first ballot, but he'll definitely get in.
I think he was a game changer for the league. Yeah. Before he came in, there wasn't no real dunking point guard. There was like Baron Davis or whatnot, but Baron Davis wasn't.
Yeah, he wasn't.
I ain't no official.
He was catching bodies, but he wasn't D Rose.
Yeah, he wasn't D Rose. Vince got his.
Yeah, Vince.
Derrick Rose going to do his thing. Yeah. So shout out to both of those guys, man.
No, for sure.
So I get the current topics. We got K-Towns being transferred. I can't transfer. Okay, traded for Julius Randle.
Yeah.
Who won in that trade?
I think it's a fair trade for both. I mean, just on paper from the initial, like looking at both teams, I think it's going to come down to how those two players play with the teams now.
Yeah, I agree.
Karl Towns, you're on a team now where everybody has a three-point shot. You're 7 feet. Like, you got a good post game, but you settle for threes. Now you're playing with these guys. If he's a dominant post player, nobody's going to stop the Knicks.
Right.
You got a good big.
Can he be a dominant post player on the East?
For sure.
I mean not against Miami.
I mean, I think Karl Towns skill-wise is better than Bam. If everybody's shooting the ball well, he's going to be solid because that's what it's going to come down to because people can't help off.
Yeah, but Bam got defense, bro.
Yeah, Bam got defense, but it's still like
Embiid over there.
Oh, well, Embiid and him, yeah. Like, he's going to have matchups. The same thing as the West going against, like, Jokic or Anthony Davis. True. But those other games, it's like, where he's going to dominate.
I think K-Towns will do well.
He should.
In that offense, because they kind of are like the 4-out, one in. Like the Villanova, they move the ball. And also with their point guard, like although Brunson was getting buckets in the playoffs, he doesn't need to do that.
Yeah, but he's averaging like 10 assists too.
Yeah, so exactly. So like 100%. He's going to get he got a point guard who can score and play. I think with Julius Randle. One, he's coming back from an injury.
True.
So you just never know how people come back from that. Do they play like they have something to prove?
Right.
Do they play within the system? Do they live up to the hype? But you also got Anthony Edwards on that team. They
stole DiVincenzo. I think that's what they're.
Yes, they needed him.
Yeah, but that's what they really needed. Yeah,
they needed him.
Karl Towns because he didn't really do nothing for them in the playoffs, in my opinion. I feel like Rudy Gobert didn't really do much either, but Rudy Gobert was better in the playoffs for them. You got Jaden McDaniels, I forgot the other wing's name, and Anthony Edwards. So you got them guys already. Now you just got a shooter in there that's also going to play defense and can play 48 minutes.
Right.
So I'm like, that already made their team that much better, and now Julius Randle to me is just extra on top of that.
Yeah, and Julius Randle can shoot. He can shoot. But my thing is, the only thing I'll be interested to see, and I don't never really like try to predict anything with professional athletes because they're professional, right? Exactly. Like they can adjust their game
for sure.
But he's a rhythm guy. Like he catch the ball, he got a jab step, and that's Anthony Edwards thing.
Yeah, that's everybody in that team almost.
Yeah, exactly. Nas, all those guys.
So that's why I think it's gonna work though, because he's downhill more than settling. Versus Karl Towns is like in the corner, catch and shoot, trying to get up shots. Like even if you look at the game, he has I think 62. I actually called he's going to have 62. He had like 40 at halftime. Everybody thought, he's going to get 100. Karl Towns.
Karl Towns, okay.
Yeah, and I was like, bro, he's going to finish with 62. I literally got like texting the homies like, bro, he's going to get 62. He's not getting 100. Like, and I was just joking, but he ended up doing it. But it's because all he does is settle on jumpers, and he's just a quick trigger.
Right.
He's not going through the flow of the game, just catch, chuck it. Versus Randle, he's going down, he's going to put pressure on the rim, which is going to open it up for all of them because they move the ball well.
Yeah.
So it's like you got him going downhill off the second, fourth swing. He's going against a Jokic or somebody. He's getting to the rim every time.